and welcome to another exciting episode. The property show journey has been beautiful, traversing from one corner of the county to another. The privilege of analyzing each project and highlighting its uniqueness has been exciting. Each week, we remain at the forefront of the evolving market, featuring diverse issues from alternative building solutions, new and upcoming developments, innovative technology, topical issues, expert advice, interior design tips, our signature bus tour, to answering your everyday questions. On the property pick of the week, we highlight projects attracting a lot of interest from both buyers as well as investors. The expert segment keeps us informed and up to date with emerging trends.
A will is a relatively simple document. You need to be clear in your mind as to what you want to happen to your things after you are gone.
This is the time they invest when the market is at a low ebb, because in any case, in another 3, 4, 5, 8 months, the market will pick up.
As usual, the accessory spot brings modern day tips on furnishing a living room, the hub of a home. Later on, catch a sneak peek of exciting moments on our signature bus tour. And lastly, an intriguing home ownership experience. Sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the show. It's packed with investment opportunities. As always, there is something for everyone. Today we look back at properties attracting high level of interest from both investors as well as first-time home buyers. This is driven by their value, location, design, and quality. We start off with Milimani Homes in Kitengela. These stylish 3-bedroom bungalows are spacious, and each unit sits on an eighth of an acre with individual title deeds. Let's have a look at this gem.
Milimani Homes. Milimani Homes are 3-bedroom ensuite bungalows situated in Kitengela, about 1.5 kilometers off Old Namanga Road and 5 minutes drive to Kitengela town. It is a gated community secured with a brick wall. Each house sits on a 50 by 100 plot with separate titles. Accommodation includes spacious lounge that opens to a veranda, separate dining area, spacious open-plan kitchen, 3 bedrooms all en suite, and plinth area of 155 square meters. Salient features include 24-hour security, parking area, individual garden, and adequate water supply. The price for this bungalow is from 6.75 million Kenya shillings. The rental income is from 35,000 Kenya shillings per month.
Next, we say location, location, location is everything when it comes to buying property, and that's what you get at Woodley Springs. Let's have a look.
Woodley Springs is located off Gong Road within a pristine gated neighborhood having a close proximity to major businesses. The development comprises of 29 three-bedroom units having a plinth area of 150 square meters and 155 square meters with master ensuite and DSQ, as well as 15 two-bedroom units with master ensuite having a plinth area of 89 square meters. Accommodation includes a foyer entrance, living room, large French windows, dining area, modern kitchen with granite tops and fitted cupboards, laundry area, master ensuite with high-spec fitted bathroom, and domestic quarters. Salient features include 24-hour security, perimeter wall with electric fence, basement parking, rooftop entertainment area, high-speed lifts, gym, borehole, water treatment plant, CCTV, DSTV, backup generator, and a provision for solar water heating system.
We are now off to a development ideal for families looking for a peaceful environment with architectural designs that bring a city vibe to the suburbs.
Located on Stony Athi, directly off Mombasa Road, Green Park Estate is only a 50 minutes drive from the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and 5 minutes from Mulolongo town, where one can find all the major banks and shopping amenities. Green Park Estate, which is now on its phase 5, consists of picturesque homes, highly secure gates, good roads, great recreational facilities, and exclusivity. The perfect community to raise up your kids. The houses come in 4 different design types: quarter villas, bungalows, maisonettes, and super bungalows, all stylishly and elegantly built with refined finishes. Accommodation includes spacious living room and dining room, spacious open-plan kitchens with a separate pantry, doby area with provisions for washing machine, entry hallway with a visitor's cloakroom, master bedroom ensuite with a sliding door leading to the balcony, beautiful bathroom cabinets, a bathtub, shower, vanity sink, spacious wardrobes, large windows, ensuite, detached DSQ. Salient features include water filter system. Each house has its own private garden and the backyard of approximately 7 by 12 meters. Cabro-paved private parking spaces for 2 cars, lush gardens, kindergarten, academy, clubhouse, a bar and restaurant, convenience store, facilitates shopping for basic household items.
Another interesting project we visited along the way, Kitengela Terraces. They come with beautiful modern designs, a compact kitchen, 2 balconies, and I can say they are well priced for first-time home buyers as well as investors seeking good rental returns.
Kitengela Terraces is a development designed ideally for exclusive and comfortable living and comprises of 40 exquisite 2-bedroom apartments set amidst tranquil environment in Milimani area, Kitengela, with the access road right opposite the Nairobi Women's Hospital. Accommodation includes lounge with balcony, large windows bringing natural light, dining area, open plan kitchen with granite worktops, Dobie area, state-of-the-art finishes with attention to detail, visitors cloakroom and master bedroom ensuite. Salient features include perimeter wall with electric fencing and a guardhouse, ample parking space and adequate visitors parking, cabro paved walkways, solar water heating and borehole.
Next, Kencom Sacco. This project is the epitome of peaceful living. It's adjacent to Paradise Lost in Runda, in a serene and leafy area. Let's have a look.
Each house sits on 1/8 of an acre and there are a total of 113 units. 42 are already occupied. In addition, the villas exist in a tastefully manicured environment alongside the pleasant natural landscapes of Kiambu County. Accommodation includes living room with a stylish fireplace, dining area, modern kitchen with adequate storage cabinets, 4 bedrooms all ensuite with large French windows, spacious fitted wardrobes, master ensuite with modern bathtub, stylish ensuite domestic quarters. Salient features include commercial center, clubhouse, recreational center, nursery school, man-made lake, swimming pool, cabro paved parking, CCTV cameras, and playground.
Next, the Bamboo Villas, a great project for those who love living in close-knit communities. With only 16 standalone units, this project has everything you need in a modern home. Let's have a look.
Bamboo villas are stylish residences that retain the value of peaceful living while being conveniently close to shops, schools, transport zones, and the airport. These 4-bedroom homes are perfect for a family and reflect on the personality and taste of those accustomed to the best quality design, finishes, and lifestyle. Located in Roiro, off the Eastern Bypass just before Kamakis, 700 meters from Thika Superhighway. Accommodation includes spacious living area, high ceiling, clad in unique ceramic floor tiles, inbuilt kitchen cabinetry, sizable visitors cloakroom, 4-bedroom ensuite plus, inbuilt wardrobes, and DSQ ensuite. Salient features include gated community setting, electric fencing and 24-hour security, huge underground concrete water tank, generator, solar water heaters, biodigester for wastewater, cabro paved walkways, and ample extra parking with 2 designated per house.
All these projects offer outstanding value for investors and a great place to call home for buyers. Private viewing can be arranged. Call, email, or visit our offices. You can also connect with us on our social media platforms for more information. Next, the expert segment. During an election season, experts project a decline in the sector. This drop is attributed to elections and investors taking a wait-and-see position. Let's get some insights on this topic. We have so many units in the market, but we are seeing units are not going. Some developers have also taken a wait-and-see approach during this season. Is it just the elections, or are there underlying concerns?
I think that there are multiplicity of factors that are affecting the current demand level, particularly in the real estate area. One of which is certainly the interest rate capping. Now, when the interest rates were capped, most of the banks must make, therefore, a decision about where they should invest their money. Most of the money usually will go to loans, of course, but they also invest significantly on treasury products, treasury bills, treasury bonds. And they must make the choice based on the return that they expect to make as a bank to their shareholders. So you find that when the interest rate was capped, it's easier for them to invest in treasury products and therefore less risk, as opposed to providing those fundings to loans. So the choice is so easy, and therefore they move all their money to the treasury products and keep them there, which means that they deny the private sector or any other buyers of product coming to the bank for facilitation. Now, that's one of the biggest problems. But the other big problem is that generally during electioneering period, a lot of people take a wait-and-see attitude.
But elections come and go. And we see every cycle, every 5 years, people wait and see. And during elections, to be honest with you, there are such good deals.
So if you're a long-term investor, this is usually the time to invest, whether it's in property or it's in other asset classes. You will find a lot of the savvy investors on the securities exchange. This is the time they invest when the market is at a low ebb. Because in any case, in another 3, 4, 5, 8 months, the market will pick up. That's what they'll make money.
In the coming weeks, I will be analyzing the real estate market trends, breaking down statistics from the hotly contested 2007 election, 2013 election, and the projections of the just concluded election. Watch this space. Next, Wanjiro Duarte with more tips on how wills and trusts secure your property.
None of us are here forever. We are simply passing through this life. In this life, we are custodians of what we create and what we make. And then our obligation is to pass that on to the people who come after us. Our life's work becomes our story after we are gone. How do we do that? There are so many tools. One of the first tools is simply by making a will. By making a will, you are then saying to your loved ones and to your community, these are my directions about what should happen to my lifetime's work and investments after I'm gone. You are then able to give guidelines and directives to those who come after you, and that avoids a lot of confusion. If you want to go a step further and say, not only do I want to have a will, I also want to create a legacy so that there is a way in which the things I am creating, the things I am investing, can then be used sustainably over generations to come to benefit those who come after me, be they family or be they community at large. People often use mechanisms called trusts to do this. These two mechanisms together, wills and trusts, the objective really is to make sure that whatever that you have put together in this lifetime is able to tell your story in the next lifetime. How do you create a will? A will is a relatively simple document. You need to be clear in your mind as to what you want to happen to your things after you are gone. Sometimes it is difficult to decide how to distribute assets. Do I give this to this person? Do I give that to that person? And sometimes those decisions can become overwhelming. Seek advice of a professional who understands how to create these documents, and they will be able to guide you through all the different options that you can have in making this will. For example, it could be that instead of dividing assets, this to this person, that to that person, you could leave a directive that these assets are held communally, or leave a directive that a percentage will be going to this person, another percentage to go to that person. The people who are charged with the responsibility of making your will happen are known as executors. It will then be their responsibility to make sure that those directives are then followed. When you create a trust, it is a living entity that allows your wishes to start working immediately, even when you are still alive and participating in the way that your investments are managed, and that continues uninterrupted if you do happen to pass away. So with that, let us think about wills and trusts, not as instruments of doom, but as tools to tell our story.
Here at the Property Show, we understand the dynamics driving the market. Which topic would you like us to cover? Drop us an email and we'll be happy to engage experts right here. Coming up after the break, furnishing the living room, the bus tour, and an inspiring home ownership experience. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Next, tips on furnishing the living room, the heart of a home. The living room is the hub of a home. It should be inviting, has enough seating for the whole clan, a comfortable couch, and sets the mood for conversation. Let's explore some options. When it comes to the layout, we find every living room area has some design challenges. Let's break it down. A long and narrow room risks looking like a hallway if furniture is lined up against the wall. Instead, opt for small furniture items like a cozy two-seater couch, creating various central points throughout the space. In a square living room, it would be ideal to place seats on either side of the room with a central point in the middle to pull the room together. Or for that truly intimate vibe, arrange occasional chairs around a coffee table, ottoman, or poof. In an open-plan home where the lines between kitchen, dining, and living room are blurred may require a defined layout. Making sure furniture doesn't block the flow between spaces, you may consider using rugs to create zones. I have seen the final decor of the living room is the place to show off your personality. For a timeless color scheme, stick to neutral walls, couches, and ottomans. You can also add bold colors through accessories like rugs, cushions, and throws, which are easy to change. Lastly, including family photos and wall art makes your living room unique, creating a wow effect. On this segment, we work with professionals who always enhance the space, creating a pleasing, functional and efficient home. Just drop us an email if you're looking for help on sprucing up your home. Next, let's go down memory lane with exciting moments captured during our signature bus tour.
I would come for another bus tour because of the experience. What it's done to my mind, it's opened up my mind in a big way, and I'm able to think and start strategizing on how will I get these funds, how will I start owning a home. And it's a journey, it's the first baby step of a big journey, I guess, yes. The financial and legal experts, so far I've been able to interact with the financial. They've opened my mind in terms of telling me on advantages of taking a mortgage and what it is in for you when you take a mortgage. And I thought a mortgage ties you down, but hey, I've had a different perspective on mortgages, and it opens a door for you. I would advise my friends to come on the bus tour, and anyone else who I meet. It's quite an opportunity. And what it does to you, it opens your mind. And you know, once your mind is open, you never know the greater heights that you can reach. So yes, I would invite people to come for the bus tour.
I've been watching the property show, and at the end of every property show they recommend for a bus tour. So I said today I'll be part of the team that is participating on this bus tour. I can say it's amazing. You get to learn a lot of things. You get to know the property, really things. You know, on TV we just see the property, but now when you there, you be part of the experience and you feel it. I can say there's this delusion that maybe when you start working, you need to work like 10 years for you to think about investment. Investment is something you start immediately. Your first salary should be like, I need to invest something. So all you need to do once you get an employment, just invest, take a risk. It's good to take 50-50 risk than just build there. So you need to start investing where you are young, so that when you get to a certain age, when responsibilities come, you realize that you have something to lean on.
For the developers, I think they need to put their message out there to the Kenyans and also be considerate, because you know Kenyans, we like a lot of rooms and spacious room at a good value. So they need to be more pocket friendly to the Kenyans. Yeah, but they're doing a good job, I would say that. I would recommend this bus tour to many others, yes, especially people who are looking out for homes, and also for the property show to try to have more of these frequently, because I'm also looking forward to go to maybe the next one. I don't know, it could be in Namanga, it could be on Mombasa Road, I'm not sure, but having more maybe every month, I would recommend that.
Our next bus tour is around the corner. We'll be visiting projects along Kiambu and Mombasa Road. Book your seat today. Next, home ownership experience. Rosemary, thank you so much, of course, for having us and for opening your home and your heart. But just talk to somebody at home and tell us, what advice would you give somebody who is thinking, wondering, how do I start? Is this the right time? Maybe my money is not enough. What would you tell them?
It is never too early to start. Start to look. If you have any money in the bank you have not committed somewhere, either to savings or to a mortgage, it evaporates.
you won't see where it goes. And you adjust. When you find you have a commitment that takes away your money already, you will adjust your living standards and you will still be as comfortable. When you're investing, you've chosen to save or to invest, and it's good to save because that sets you up for the investment much easier, the 10% or so of processing fees. But also choose something that has capital gains within your budget, because it's all well and good to buy something because other people are buying it, but they will not have your financial situation. You're the one who knows best what
You
your
know
budget
yourself,
looks
you
at.
know what you can afford.
Exactly. And you also know your potential in the market, or whichever other areas that are your passion areas. Because some people leave employment and go into ministry work or go into social development, and that may affect their income. So you know yourself, your budget. And then again, do your due diligence. I must say, one of my greatest advantages was I was able to take the risk to buy off plan. But that meant doing a lot of due diligence on the developer. A lot. Take your time. Let the decision simmer and soak. Look at it from every single angle. And do not be afraid to ask questions. Look for a professional. Look for a Nancy. Look for somebody who knows the market well and who also appreciates where you are at budget-wise, because that's their goal, to match, budget and property and willingness and, all those things that come into play when you're purchasing a home or making an investment. So there's a lot of self-satisfaction that is good. At the end of the day, when you invest in an area of yourself and of your resources, you'll be amazed at the returns.
When we look at you and we hear your journey, we perhaps think maybe you've been lucky, you've had good jobs, you now work in a bank, it could pick the mortgage and it's easier for you. What would you advise somebody out there who is thinking, gosh, mortgage is so expensive, can I really make it?
Mortgages are expensive, but what isn't? Life's expensive. I mean, if you look at everything as we are now, whether it's tomatoes or it's hair, everything's expensive. So why one would shy away from home ownership for the simple thing around expense is not a really good way to make a decision. What I would encourage is look at your salary, look at your commitments, look at your savings, look at your investments, look at your whole portfolio and ask yourself, sit down with a financial expert or a real estate expert such as yourself and say, this is the journey that I want to take. Let's do some financial planning to actually assess what I could get into that is comfortable, sensible in the world that you live in. If we lived in the UK where interest rate was 2%, then yeah, fine. That would still be considered expensive in that environment. But we live here. This is our world. Let's look at ourselves in our world with the facilities that are being availed to us. Obviously, we know it is expensive in that sense, but it is the reality of our world.
And that's what we have?
That's what we have. Make a proper assessment, get proper advice, and get on with it. At the end of the day, you also have to look at where you are. So is it Karen that you would afford? Is it a middle income sort of state? Is it a lower? Where do I fit?
Is it a plot?
Is it a plot, which we then build later? Just make a commitment to self. So my parting shot, Nancy, is the following. I saw this quote on Facebook yesterday, and it's a quote from Iman. She sends out words of wisdom. Iman does. Start now. Start where you are. Start with fear. Start with pain. Start with doubt. Start with hands shaking. Start with voice trembling. But start. Start and don't stop. Start where you are with what you have. Just start. I thought it was very powerful myself.
It's powerful
because it's a point we are saying around overcome yourself.
Yes.
Get over yourself.
Yes.
Start.
Wow.
For us, buying a home would have been too expensive for us. Building a home was much cheaper for us. But even beyond the money, for us, we wanted to build a home of our choice. Have the rooms looking the way we want, use the materials that we want. Basically, we wanted control over the home that we are going to live for as long as God gives us life. It was the best decision to build a home, not to buy. Because buying a home, I know this argument can go on forever, is more expensive. because somebody dictates to you, you're going to give me 20 million shillings, you get a 2-bedroom flat, and that's all you get. Here, you come, you can take as long as you want to build your house, 10 years, you can be putting your salary to constructing your home at the end of every month, a little bit, and at the end of the day, you'll have the home of your dreams. Yes.
And what would you advise an aspiring homeowner who has a plot somewhere, they don't know where to begin?
I would say first and foremost, congratulations for owning a plot where you can build your home. It's a very nice thing to build your own home. And the first thing is just be realistic about your financial situation. Build a house that you know you will eventually finish, even if it's going to take 5 years, but not a house that is either too big or too expensive that in the foreseeable future you don't see yourself finishing it. And also being realistic means that do not also go ahead and build a very, very small house, whereby maybe now you have 1 child, in 3 years you'll have 2 or 3 kids. Just build a house that with your future in mind. And the other thing is, don't think in terms of affording to build your own home from scratch with all your money 100%. That is why I'm talking about being realistic. Look for a partner, a good mortgage provider who's affordable and who will actually support you in the process. And get yourself a good team to build your house, yes.
Do you have an interesting or life-changing home ownership story? You too can inspire the next homeowner. Just call on us and we'll be at your doorstep. We've come to the end of today's show. Thank you for tuning in. Let me conclude by saying property is one of the most exciting investments for just about anyone. Yet, it is important to do some homework before leaping into heavy financial commitments. In my experience, the golden rule to remember when buying property: take a long-term view, not just in terms of value and growth potential, but also the possibility of the market slowing down. Finally, it's always important to work with legal advice before signing the dotted line. Once again, thank you for tuning in. As always, there is something for everyone. Kwaheri.